Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the ocular drug review system. In the previous discussion sessions, we have to see the conventional ocular drug review system, some basic informations regarding that. Today we have to see in the ocular drug review system some advanced the novel advancement in that ocular parts. So in that ocular control drug review system, so specifically we can focus on the ocular insert. So we have to see that ocular insert or ophthalmic insert, that terminology we have to use. So these are sterile preparations that go for the prolong the residence times of the drug with a control release manner, and that negligible or less affected by the necrolacrimal damage. So that is the ophthalmic insert that we have to say. That is a polymer based delivery device, so which are solid, semi-solid like that, the size and shape of which are especially designed for the ophthalmic application. So the inserts that we have to available in different varieties, that is dependent on upon their composition and the applications that we have to use for the ophthalmic part. So it offers the potential advantage of improving the patient compliance by reducing the dose. So they generally consist of the reservoir of active substance that is embedded in a matrix or that surrounded or encapsulated by the red controlling membrane. In that, which is more or less soluble in the physiological fluid, is released over a predetermined period or determined period of time. So with the evidence advent of that ophthalmic insert, it is now possible to administer the drug in a truly continuous and controlled manner for the ophthalmic part. So the criteria for OcuSert or ocular insert. So here there is the criteria or ideal characteristic required in the ophthalmic insert, that is the comfortness, easy of handling and insertions, sterility that must be required, stability, that non-interference with the vision, so that also require, an oxygen permeability, easy of manufacturing and applicable for variety of drugs, it is suitable for the drugs, and the reproducibility of the release kinetic. So reproducibility also require, and they go for prolonged release for extended period of time in a controlled release manner. So that also the required things are there. So it maybe we can say that the release kinetic we have to target it for zero order release mechanism. Advantage that we have to consider that ophthalmic insert. So it allows the accurate dosing, better patient compliance by reducing the frequency of administration, reduce the systemic absorptions, lower incidence of visual and systemic side effects that affected to lesser extent by the nasolacrimal drainage, tear flow, that we have to face the problem in conventional ocular drug release system. So that problems we have to counter it with that ocular control release, reliable drug release, longer residence time. So that there is the advantages of the ocular control drug release system. In that the ophthalmic insert that is widely used. Other than that, so many other ocular control drug release systems are there, but widely ocular control drug release system that we have to use, that is the ocular insert or the optical insert. So it is classified into two types, erodible and non-erodible, and further they have to classify the non-erodible, that is OcuSert, contact lens, in erodible class, that is Lacryzate, sorry, mini disc, like that. So we have to see one by one. The first, the non-erodible insert. For that, the example, that is the OcuSert. So OcuSert is a flat, flexible elliptical device that consisting of 3 layers, most widely used the OcuSert. So in that the 3 layers, the 2 layer upper and lower, two outer layers are made up of ethylene vinyl acetate that is enclosed in the inner core. That core materials containing our API drugs, like example pilocarpines, gel with alginate. So the 2 outer layers is made up of EVA, and in the center portion intermediate layer that consists of the core materials, that is our drug. So 2 type of OcuSerts are available for the humans, that is Pilo 20 and Pilo 40 for the pilocarpine. Here the diagram they are given. So in that the outer 2 layers, that is drug releasing controlling polymeric membranes are there, that is made up of EVA. In the center portion, that is drug reservoir. So that in the Pilo 20 and 40, the dose is 20 and 40 microgram per hour, and it is go for the 7 days release. So that constant release we have to find out 20 microgram per hour or 40 microgram per hour of pilocarpine at a p-program to release the pilocarpine drugs. So higher release rate of OcuSert, that Pilo 40, is achieved by making its rate controlling membrane thinner. So that is the release rate dependent on the polymeric membrane thickness and by the use of flux enhancer. So that also we have to use to enhance the flux for the diffusion parts from that polymeric membrane, and that used mainly for the chronic glaucoma. So that approach OcuSert that we have to use for generally for chronic glaucoma, the pilocarpine drug is there. So 20 and 40 terminologies are there, 20 and 40 microgram per hour. So that is the release rate, constant rate per hour, 20 microgram, 40 microgram per hour for around 7 days. That is released from that OcuSert. The advantages that we have to consider, previously already we have to see generalized, that is reduce the local side effect toxicity, around the clock control of the drug, reproducibility at a prolonged period of time we have to get it, improve the patient compliance. Disadvantages, that is retention in the eye for fully 7 days, that we have to put it, periodically check out of the unit, replacement of contaminated unit, and then the economically that we have to see that expensive parts are there as compared to conventional ocular drug system. Second, in that non-erodible part, so in that the contact lens, so it is a type of potential drug device generally that is inserted by pre-soaking them in the drug solution before we have to use. So when we have to apply use, we have to pre-soak that lens into the drug solution and then we have to use it. So it has been seen that most of the drug from the contact lens is released within the first 30 minutes or maximum 1.5 hours. So the use of that preservatives, that is benzalkonium chloride, has come in questions due to their toxicity effect on that corneal epithelium parts. So the alternate approach is you have to go for the pre-soaking of soft contact lens in the drug solution, so that incorporated the drug either as a solution that we have to use or suspension of that solid particles. Both we have to use as a solution and the suspension. In that we have to pre-soak that soft contact lenses. So the polymerization is then carried out to fabricate the contact lenses. So this technique has demonstrated that the promised longer time of the drug release up to 180 hours. So it compared to pre-soak contact lens. So we go for pre-soak soft contact lens. So drug is added without any preservatives in that case, so that reduce the problem of the toxicity of that preservatives. So therapeutic soft lens are often used to aid the corneal wound healing in the patient, in the infections or corneal ulcers like that. That time you have to use that soft lenses. So type of contact lens: hard contact, soft contact, rigid case, permeables are there. Hard means made up of rigid plastic resins like polymethyl, methyl acrylate based polymers that use impermeable to oxygens and the moisture. Soft base, so made up of hydrophilic type of materials, transparent plastic. So that examples, that is for hydroxy methyl acrylate that containing 30 to 80% water, so that is permeable for oxygen as compared to hard, that is made up of rigid hydrophobic material type. A rigid gas permeable, so take the advantages of both soft and hard lenses. They are hydrophobic and oxygen permeable, both cases are there, so both properties they have to consider. Advantage of that contact lens, similar like previous, prolonged control, sustain that you have to see, flexibility of the drug that you have to selected in that case. Disadvantages, so the insertion, the applicability of that contact lens, so patient discomfortness that we have to face, sometimes irritation to the eye, patient placement removal problems are there, tissue fibrosis, so that type of some disadvantages of that contact lenses are there. So that we have to see the non-erodible ophthalmic ocular insert, in that the OcuSert and the contact lens. Now we have to see the second parts of that ophthalmic insert, that is erodible insert. So in non-erodible means it not go for any that soluble degradation, erosion parts are there, that same to same residues are there, we have to, after use that, you have to remove it. So here in that case they are soluble insert, so which undergoes gradual dissolutions or soluble form in that process of the drug release, and they are need not to be removed. In non-erodables they are not soluble, so they not go for the dissolution during the process, so that we have to remove the contact lens and the OcuSert after the period treatment, after the release, after the 7 days, 180 hours, that after that we have to remove it. But in the erodible inserts we are not going for removing part. So it occurs mainly due to swelling, erosions that involve based on the chemical erosions, or enzymatic, hydrolytic degradation of that polymers are there, so that polymer erosions are there. So in that non-erodible, that type of polymer we have to use, that not go for any degradation or erosions with the chemical or enzymatic process, hydrolysis are there. But here in that erodible insert we have to use the polymers, so that go for the erosions due to the chemical, enzymatic process, hydrolysis, swelling phase, like that. So in erodible systems we have to classify lacrisates are there, soluble ophthalmic drug insert, that is SORI, and the mini disc ocular therapeutic system, MOTA. So mini disc that we have to use terminology. So we have to see one by one. Lacrisate so it's a sterile, water soluble, and the rod shape, like implants, like rod shape device that is made up of water soluble polymers, hydrophilic like hydroxypropyl cellulose, without adding any preservatives, that is used for the treatment of any dry eye syndromes. So here in the figure we have to say that, like that we have to put that rod shape lacrisate. It weight around 5 mg. The measures they are given, the diameter and the length of that rod shape lacrisate. So that we have to insert into the inferior fornix, so where it imbibes the water from conjunctiva and the cornea, and that form the hydrophilic film, which is stabilize the tear film and hydrates and lubricate the cornea. So lacrisate is supplied into the package of 60 units that is available in that package in the market. So together with illustrated instructions they are given how to insert, how to put into that portions, and that special applicators are there for removing the lacrisate from the unit dose blister and inserted into the eye. So applicators are also there, instructions are given how to use, how to apply, and that package is containing 60 units of that lacrisate. A spare applicator is also included in each packet. So indication and the use for the patient. So it indicates in patient with moderate to severe dry eye syndrome, that time we have to use the lacrisate. In the also indicated for patient with keratitis, decreased corneal sensitivity, recurrent corneal erosions, like that. Contraindications in the patient who are hypersensitive to that polymer hydroxypropyl cellulose. So for that it is a contraindicated. Second, that is the SORI. So this unit is made up of acrylamides, N-pyrrolidine and ethyl acrylate designs polymers are there. So it is in the form of the sterile thin films, that is oval shapes are there around 15 to 16 mg. So after that introduction into the inferior cooled X, so where wetted by the tear film, it's obtained in 10 to 15 seconds. So after that 10 to 15 minutes, the films turns to the viscous polymeric mass. And then after 30 to 60 minutes, it becomes a polymer solution. So that is the SODI. So a single application has been reported to replace the conventional eye drop, that is 4 to 12 drops, that is installations, or 3 to 6 application of ointment. So that is replaced by the single application of that SODI. And it is also generally used for the glaucoma and trachoma. Prolonged pulse release of the drug has been observed from the SODI. So once a day therapy that is possible to 24 hours. So that we have to use the eye drop 4 drops 3 times, like that. The applicating ointment 3 times. So that we have to reduce by using that SODI. Then mini disc. So in that mini disc, it consists of counter disc with both front and back, both the surface portions, that is in convex and concave shapes, that is suitable contact with the eyeball. So like that the structure designing are there. So it is having a diameters of around 4 to 5 mm. So that containing the major component of that mini disc is silicon based pre-polymers. In that the example that use formimethacrylate, oxybutyl, polydimethylsiloxane. So that is used for the mini disc. So it can be hydrophilic or hydrophobic to permit the extended release of both type of drugs. They require soluble, water soluble, or poorly water soluble, insoluble drugs. For the example of that, so which poorly water soluble drug of sulfoxazole, that is incorporated in the hydrophilic matrix. So then in vivo dissolution study shows that the drug was released from the mini disc up to 170 hours, like that we were achieved with the mini disc approach. However, the hydrophobic mini disc release the example for gentamicin sulfate for longer than the 320 hours. Gamma radiation and heat exposures of the systems were found to slow down the drug release rate. That is, that not need any insertion into the eye, not to remove, no applicator required, not removing part because it is erodible. Flexibility in the drug type, we can use hydrophilic or hydrophobic, both water soluble or insoluble. Sophisticated and effective delivery systems are there. Some disadvantages that we also see: patient discomfort, it requires assistance for the insertion. Movement of system around the eye can cause abrasion, interference with the vision sometimes, and difficulty in the placements. Occasionally product lost during the sleep or while rubbing the eyes. So that type of disadvantages faced with the mini disc approach. So here we have to see the ocular insert, the erodible and non-erodible. So erodible only we have to see that the solid that it is inserted in, that absorb the aqueous tear fluid and gradually go for the erode or disintegrate, and the drug is slowly leached from that matrix. Maybe hydrophilic generally we are using, so hydrophilic matrix from the drug slowly go for leach. So they quickly lose their solid integrity when contact with the tear fluid or aqueous fluid, and they go for the erodations, and they are squeezed out of the eye with eye movement and blinking. So that type of things are there. So here we have to see the common advantage disadvantage of that erodible insert and non-erodible. It is effective. Flexibility, drug type, dissolution for erodible, need only be to introduce into the eye and not go for the remove. As compared to non-erodible, we have to achieve better control release rate as compared to erodible. Prolonged delivery, sustained flexibility for the type of drug also there, but we have to remove it. So in that, the patient discomfort, in both the case we have to find out require patient insertions, that also we have to require for both the case. That irritations may be faced with the non-irritable insert parts are there. So that as the comparisons already we have to see each one for irritable and non-irritable inserts. Other than that ophthalmic insert, in the ocular control aggregate system, so many novel parts also there. So we have to see that also. So new ophthalmic delivery system, so and that NODS. So it is a great method for delivering the precise amount of drug to the eye within the water soluble drug loaded film. It provides accurate, reproducible dosing in easy administrations, and it also without the preservatives. So preservatives free from a device that consists of medicated flag, so that is attached with the paper covered handle film. So that is new ophthalmic system. So their specifications are there, their length, diameter, area. So the total weight, and that total weight 500 micrograms are there. In that 40% drugs that were present. So that polymer that we have to use at water soluble PVA weight, you have to use PEG, and we have to sterilize by gamma radiations. It is also produce an 8-fold increase in viability of the pilocarpine with respect to the conventional eye drop of that pilocarpine. So that is the advantage of that NODS. Next, the corneal collagen seals also available. So that also we have to prepare it out. So what is it? So collagens, we have to see know that it is a protein, structural proteins that is found in the bone, ligament, skin, and applied to the body. It comprises more than 25% of the total body proteins in the mammals. So to prepare that collagen seal, collagen is extracted and molded into the contact lens configuration. So that seals, that is the specification, diameters are there, cover base are the thickness are there, and that sterilized by the gamma radiations, then dehydrated and then usually packed, store. So drugs can be incorporated in that collagen matrix during the manufacturing, absorb into the sealed into the eye. So there is the basic information regarding that. So that also need not to be removed. But in disadvantages that we have to consider with that collagen cell, that is cause the inflammatory response in ocular tissues. If collagen cells are not used along with the antibacterial, secondary infections may occur. In that next, we can prepare for the implant also. So implants that have been widely employed for the extended release, control release of drug in that ocular fluid and tissue, particularly in the posterior segment. So implant may be biodegradable, non-biodegradables are there. So with implant, the delivery rate could be modulated by varying the polymeric compositions, polymer concentration. Implant can be, we can go for solid, semi-solid, or particulate based delivery system that we have to employ. For chronic ocular disease, so implant very effective that we have to use. Earlier non-biodegradable polymer were used, but then that need to surgically procedure for insertion and removal. So that is the discomfortness or disadvantage of that non-biodegradable implants, because non-biodegradable polymers are there, so that not go for the soluble or erosion, so that we have to remove it. So for insertion and removal, both times surgical procedures have to require. Presently biodegradable polymers used for the implant base, so that the example for that polymer, that is PLA, polylactic acids. So they are safe, effective to delivery, not go for the removing. So it is safe and effective to deliver drug into the vitreous cavity, and so non-toxic sense as compared to non-biodegradable polymer base like that. Other ocular control systems are also we have to use, like implant, similar like iontophoresis are also there nowadays. So much the inventions and focus on that particular oral control system, that points also nowadays very much importance they are given for that part. So in that one of that ocular iontophoresis are there. So iontophoresis, that time we have to apply the use of electrical fields, so that improve the permeability portions of the drug. So the ocular iontophoresis that offer the drug delivery systems in the fast, painless, safe, and that giving the results in delivery of high amount of drugs that can be permeable inserted to a specific site. So that's why go for that kind of approach. Other than the microemulsion base, dendrimers are there, liposomes, so vesicular part carrier base, liposome, neosome, dendrimers are there, nanoparticle, nanosuspension. Also nowadays so much works on going on that for preparing the ocular control delivery system. The last, that is the evolution of ocular delivery system or ocular control delivery system. So generally primary that we have to go for thickness of that film, the lens or anything that is ocular base are there, so that we have to measure it out. Then at the different point with the dial clippers that we have to find out the thickness, and then average mean value that we have to calculate it. Drug content uniformity, so the cast of the film that cut at a different place, and that we have to dissolve in specific medium solution. Then we have to find out with the analytical method, we find out the concentration amount of drug present in that. Uniformity of weight, so 3 patches average of that we have to take it out. And percentage moisture absorption and the percentage moisture property, moisture studies that we have to go for it for the film. So ocular films that we have to go for the weigh initially and place in the desiccator. So desiccator containing calcium chloride, aluminum chloride, like that, the hygroscopic substance that you have to use. So that desiccators, we have to put our film in that parts. We give the humidity after sometimes like 3 days like that. Then we have to take it out the ocular film from that desiccators. Further we have to go for the weight, so reweight, and then we have to go for calculations. We have to put that in the formula. The initial weight we have to take it out, final weight we have to take it out, then we have to find out that moisture absorption and moisture loss in both the case. Then the in vitro evolution methods. So in that the bottle methods are there. So in this, so the dosage forms are, we have to place in the bottom that containing the dissolution medium that is maintained at specific temperature, pH. Then we have to go for the shaking of that bottle, and then sample of that medium is taken out, so that we have to go for shaking the bottle. Samples of that medium is taken out at appropriate specific intervals, and then we have to analyze for the drug content by any suitable analytical method. So that is bottle method. Another, that is diffusions, so that we have to go for the diffusion study like that. So drug solution is placed in the donor compartment, and the dissolution medium, the buffer medium, that is placed in between in the receptor compartment. So like that, donor receptor compartments are there. So we have to find out the diffusions, drug diffuse from that barrier. So in that case, so drug diffuse in the receptor compartment, that is, we have to taking out the sample, various time interval sample, and then we have to check it out by the analytical method. The next, modified rotating basket or the pedal. So here in that case, like dissolution apparatus, in that case we have to use basket and pedal are there. So dosage form that we have to use is placed in the basket, that assemble connected with the stirrer. The assemble is lower into the jacket, the beaker containing buffer mediums, and the temperatures we have to set 37 degrees Celsius, and then we have to go for rotating that stir basket, and we have to taking out the samples at the specific time intervals, analyze it. Similar like in the pedal also. So dosage form is placed into the diffusion cell, so which is placed in the flask of the rotating pedal apparatus. So that is the modifying part. As general dissolution pedal and baskets are there. So here we have to put our dosage form into the diffusion cells, which is placed in the flask of the rotating pedal apparatus. Buffer medium is placed in the flask, and we have to go for rotation of that pedal at specific RPM around 50. Temperature also similar like 37 degrees Celsius, we have to maintain it. Then specific interval appropriate samples we have to take it out and we have to analyze for that part. Another in vitro evaluation, similar like in vivo studies also we have to go for it. So in the in vivo we have to require the animals, so dosage forms that we have to apply to the one eye of the animals and other eye serve as a control. So then the dosage form is removed carefully at regular time intervals and then go for analyze the drug content. So that is in vivo. Drug remaining that we subtract from the initial drug content. So that gives the idea about the amount of drug that is absorbed in the eye of that particular animal at particular time. So after 1 week of that watch period, the experiment was repeated for the 2 times. Then we have to find out. Then lastly that we have to go for the stability studies. So that we have to perform based on the ICH guidelines. We have to go for accelerated stability studies. So these are carried out to predict the stability by breakdown that may occur over the prolonged period of storage at a normal self condition that we have to apply. So that dosage forms we have to kept at the elevated temperature for accelerated stability study. So we have to elevate the temperature, humidity, intensity of light or oxygens that we have to apply it, and we have to find out after specific regular intervals we have to take and analyze for the drug content and other evaluation parameter for the stability studies. So these are the evaluation of ocular control drug delivery system.